Hi, my name is Vaughan Heritage, and in this presentation we're going to have a look at Minelab's Pro Alloy Gold Tester. Now I've got a few test items and I'm going to show you how it all works. It's very, very simple. First thing we need to do though is we need to calibrate the actual meter. Now I've got my wife's 18 karat gold ring, and that's what we're going to need to actually calibrate this thing. First of all, let's switch on the meter. Now I put one of the positive leads and connected it to the probe, and then all we simply do is we take the gold ring, we put it onto the little silver area, pull off the cap. On the end of this cap is a nice, it's like an abrasive tool on the end of this cap. So if the gold doesn't look clean, you can actually just polish it up slightly with that tip. But as I say, on my wife's ring it's pretty clean, and all I do is I put the probe onto the ring, and then we adjust the adjustment to get it halfway in the 18 karat segment. So that's now fully calibrated and ready to go. Now first thing I'm going to try is something that I know what the content is. It's a half sovereign. This is a Victorian one, and we put it again onto the silver area in the middle of the meter, and once I press that on there, you can see it's right on the 22 carat area. So we know that's 22 carats. Well, we knew that anyway, but that confirms that the meter is perfect. Now most of the stuff that you find will have hallmarks on. It's only when you get to the older stuff or some slightly more unusual stuff that it doesn't have it. Now, this particular gold ring here is, once I actually saw it, I knew it was gold, but I didn't know how pure it was. Now, ancient gold can be very, very pure, so I suspect that this is going to be a really high content gold piece. Okay, now for this piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the optional black lead, negative lead, which has got a crocodile clip on the end of it. Now I don't need to put it onto the silver area with this, so I'm going to clip that onto there. So we're holding the gold ring, and I'm going to press that onto there. And as you can see, that is very pure. That is probably getting towards the 24 carats, probably 23 carats. It's a very pure ring. Now I handed this in for treasure, and it was then handed back to me because they couldn't actually date it, but I suspect this is either Bronze Age or Anglo-Saxon. You know, it's a really old piece, even though they can't actually date it. The next piece is another really ancient piece. This was handed in for treasure many years ago. Not one of my finds, but one that I've been asked to look at. I think it's the bezel for a ring, probably Roman. So we're going to put that onto the tray and press that onto that. And this is sort of in the 18 carat area. Okay, so that's 18 carats. Now the next piece that I want to have a look at is a pendant that I found in Norway. I was actually wading into the fjords and found this, and it came out grey, which normally you'd think was silver. The thing is, with the fjords, a lot of the silver comes out very pitted. You know, it's very alkaline and tends to damage the silver. This didn't. This came out nice and smooth and grey, and I always suspected that there was a gold content in it. So it'll be very interesting to see what the Pro Alloy actually detects this as. Now I'm just gonna rub this, just polish up an area just so I can get a nice reading off of it, and then we pop it onto there, and there you go. It's sort of in the middle of the 10 carat sort of area, so it's going to be 9-10 carats. Now probably the reason why this wasn't hallmarked is because in Norway, anything below 50%, anything below 14 carat isn't classified as gold, so probably wouldn't be hallmarked. So that's probably explains why there's no hallmark on that. The next thing I'm going to try is when we come out the river, we often find gold looking coins that are Roman coin, but I've seen on Facebook and on social media a lot of people finding these. and they're saying, oh, I think it's gold, I think it's gold. Well, this is a way of testing it. Now, stick it on the central thing, put on the probe, and there you go. It dives into the red. I know this is not gold. I knew anyway, but I know that this now is not gold. So the next item I want to have a look at is an item that was found on the Thames foreshore. I handed it in for treasure because I thought it was gold, and it was in multiple pieces. It went through the process, handed back to me, and the person that handed it back to me said that it was disclaimed basically because it wasn't gold. I've always suspected that that's wrong, but I've never tested it, never taken it to a jeweller's. Now, originally this came out in pieces, and I actually had somebody in the British Museum actually put it all back together for me. Now's an ideal opportunity. We have the Pro Alloy, so let's actually see if it is. Now I'm going to use the probe this time. It's because it's been glued together, it's very hard to get a reading on it. And I'm going to basically hold it with the probe and press the other probe onto it. And there you can see, it's pretty much settling on 18 carats. So it's not brass at all. So that's it. As you can see, this is a really, really interesting tool. A lot of the time you don't need a gold tester, but it's nice to have one in your armoury, especially when you get sort of ancient bits of stuff and you think, well, that looks gold, it feels like gold. Is it gold? Well, now you can put it onto the thing, put your probe on, dives into the red. No, that's a piece of brass.